Good morning, creative people. Welcome back again to another segment of editing psychopathic entity, the honeymoon. So I'll quickly run through what took place yesterday, and then we get an idea of where or how to continue. So yesterday evening, we created the title sequence. So putting in all the credit names, the producers' names, and the lead actors and actresses' name in the beginning. So the concept of the title sequence was to capture the audience's mind as soon as the movie starts. So instead of starting the film from the original script as scene one and so on, we've mixed things up just to make it a bit more attractive once the movie starts, so that it will hook the audience onto their chair and gain their concentration throughout the film. So that is what we did yesterday. So I'll quickly play through it, and then we'll take it from there. So that is scene one. Scene one starts from the car movement and it carries on further. So we're just going to carry on from there. As you can see, as soon as the car starts moving, then we brought in the writer of the story, and then the director of the story, and then from there we moved on to the actual beginning of the scene. So as you can see from the beginning of the title sequence, we have the cast member's name, the lead cast member's name, and then we have the production logo, and we moved into scene one. So let's see where we can continue. And yesterday, as the session ended, I ended up doing some coloring to match the footage with the drone Mavic Air footage from the 1DX and the Mavic Air, trying to match the two together, because it's very difficult to match the Mavic Air footage to any camera as far as I'm concerned. Using Red and also using the 1DX and the Blackmagic, it's very difficult to match it because the Mavic Air footage is very digital. So these shots here with the car is Mavic Air, and then these shot here is the Canon footage. But somewhat I managed to get that done, so it worked very well. So it was going to take too much time for me to do that on the tutorial. So nevertheless, scene one has been put in place, and just before the vehicle pulls over to the corner here, we need to establish why they pulled over. And I believe we do have some scenes for that. So if we go into scene 2, there we are. So I've got a shot of the driver. Okay, so he pulls up and I want an in and out point from here. To about here. And if we remember, the reason why we've got the colors underneath this audio here, the purple one was dialogues, the brown one was ambient, and the green colored ones are all the special sound effects for the sound design. So this one has a dialogue, so I have to bring it into the dialogue part. And this is ambient. I'll put it back in brown. Oh, hold on. And then this one is dialogue. There you go.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so I think what we want to do is we want the sound to overlap before the footage actually shows. So I'll cut off the footage and have it.
Oh, shit.
That's it. So this one, I don't want the footage, the audio with it. So, excuse me. The reason why he's actually turning this knob on here is because this whole footage is meant to be playing an artist track. So I'm gonna see if I still have that track. But it should be playing throughout this journey. We'll be playing music, loud music throughout this journey till it gets here and then it turns it off. Let's see if we have that. Okay, I cannot locate it right now, so we're just going to carry on, and then I'll get that sorted when we get to the sound design part. And another thing as well, I realized yesterday that it will take longer than 5 days to finish this edit if I do not do the coloring as I go on with the edit. So I'm going to do coloring as I'm creating the scenes. So do bear with me. Okay, so I want to cut that right here. And move these two a little bit further up. Let's see. As we introduce the second character, fast asleep. I think that should be enough. Here.
Oh shit.
That's it. Put back in here. Okay.
Oh, come on, 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 come on. Shit. Ah. No.
Okay. Okay, so this scene will appear, turns that low, and then we actually want both.
Oh, come on, 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 come on. Shit.
Okay. That's an establishment shot, which we could bring in anywhere in between here. Right after this, perhaps. Can move that here and bring that into the ambient. So as you see, because this is also an ambient sound, I've trimmed the audio a bit further so that the video will be able to link up with the ambient track. It's going to sound a bit choppy, but at the end, we will put in a real ambient and everything else, which is the sound design section of the edit. And I think I'll do the same here as well, so that you can hear him talking.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on,
That's
come on, come on, come on. Shit.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I want to use another covering shot, establishment shot. That track should be on ambient as well. Hold on. So that's there, and again, we'll move on to scene 3. Let's see. Scene 3A. Okay, so if I recall it properly, he kind of thought he saw something or someone in his reveal mirror. That was the concept there. So yeah, so that will go down into the special effects. What will happen is this shot right here will have something wipe the screen quickly, and then it will come into this shot where he actually sees this, think that he saw someone or something in the background. So we want this to be right about here. So we'll cut that here, bring that in. That's a dialogue as well. And then we'll cut back out into scene 3. For suspense. And then we'll cut back into scene 3A. So because I've got my in and out points, I can just bring this scene as he moves. Okay, so I'm going to expand the audio into this particular scene here. And again, I want to yeah, where he kind of just about opening the door. As the sound goes off, I put that to my out point, and that is ambient as well. So as soon as he opens the door, we've got an outdoor establishment shot where, let's see, I believe he opens the door there. So I want it exactly where the door kind of, that's it right there. And we want to bring in the part where he puts his hands on his face. I believe he doesn't talk there, so we'll use that as ambient because we're shooting outdoors. Let's see. So right there. Right there, bring that in. That is dialogue. And I want to bring back the wide shot where he kicks. The wheel. That's ambient as well. So if we scroll through it quickly, comes out. There we go. Yeah, it's working well. And we want to bring in the next scene. Okay, I believe we don't have a shot of him. So we're gonna do right about here. Let's see. Okay. I think we want it right about here because we don't have a continuity shot of him undoing his vest. So then we'll be able to bring this bit in here. Let's see. Let's cut it right there. I think there is continuity issue right here. Opens up. Okay, takes off his vest. And oh yeah, no, that's fine. So he opens the door, take off his vest, and unfolds that bit. Okay, we're gonna then go back to scene 4. Let's show a shot of the bride still sleeping. So the bride is sleeping, and then we go back to scene 3B, where he reaches out for okay, I think we might want this. Okay, right here. Cut right here. Go back into this bit here. And bring that in. So scene 5. Okay, we've got more of those shot in scene 5, so that's great. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so it appears he's looking for something. And we can stretch it a little bit using this as well. Okay, let's see, because there might be continuity issue because the car door here is open in the wide shot. And okay, he left it open. Brilliant. So we want in and out point from here. Let's see what we can get from here. Okay, so this is ambient. This is ambient, and this is also ambient sound. Right, so let's see where we at. Takes off his coat, looks for stuff, and he grabs that bottle. We can go back into the wide shot where he grabs the bottle and we can cut that off right there. And that's ambient as well. So I apologize if I'm running through it very quickly, because else we'll struggle to finish this in 5 days, which is the plan. So it just comes off the screen a little bit, this, and that's on purpose. That's the way I shot it. So I'll cut it right here, the reverse shot. He empties the bottle and walks off. That's ambient as well. Scene 6. So if we look at the leg movement, we have to make sure that it matches. So the left foot was just about to step on the ground. So we want this. That's exactly what we want. So as you can see, it matches very well with this actual scene that we're looking at. So take that. He shuts the door, the trunk, opens that door. Shuts it. And that's what we want. Again, that's ambient. So we're keeping that audio on the ambient track. So he got in the car. We want it right about here. So he covers his lady with his coat, and then he pulls out the key out of the ignition. And then we can continue the balance of the scene. You see, he's pulled out the key. One about here. Pulls out the key. Shut the gate. He shuts the door there. Scene 7. I believe scene 7 is a wide shot, yeah. Okay, I want it right here. Then go back to scene 6. Just move the in point a little bit further. Right about here. As he shutting the door. So let's see. He pulls out a key. Scene 7. So he's just about to shut the door. Shuts it, opens, gets the bottle out, and starts walking. Okay, so I want all of this, and that's on ambient as well. This is ambient as well. Oops, let's change that back. Yes. So if we scroll through it again, so he throws that in, he grabs that, covers it up, takes out a key. Let's see that. I think there's a continuity issue here. So I don't want him to shut the door on, or should I? Okay, that's fine. So he shuts the door. I'll have to cut that bit backwards, and then no, he went straight away. Okay, because I don't want him to shut the door, because if you look at the window side here, you realize that he walks towards his right. So he walks forward and away from the vehicle. And that's not all we want, because he went back and opened the back door again. So if that's the case, then we have to cut it just before he shuts the door. Pulls out the key. Or he shuts the door and we move to the external scene. So let's see what that is saying. That's exactly what we want. So that's it. He shuts the door and then we show the outdoor scene. That's it. So there we go. He now walks away from the vehicle, and that is scene 7. Go to scene 8. We show a glimpse of her still sleeping. And then we cut in to him still walking. As far as I'm concerned, scene 9 should be him still walking. Exactly. So we don't want this here. We can't use this wide shot because the previous scene, he had walked for a while into the distance. So he's very far away from the car before he checks his watch. So what we then have to do is, instead of showing him walking and checking the watch, we might just reverse the shot. So we take it from here. That's it right there. It's a very quick shot. So okay. So we'll have to bring that in right about here, cut in between this clip, and then join the close-up of him looking at his watch. Again, that's all ambient sound. So let's see. I think we need to cut it somewhere else. Okay, I think we want to cut it a little bit earlier. And then put it in between right in between here. And then link up with this. So that's not working. So we're gonna have to use the wide shot to just establish he's looking at his watch. Yep. Unfortunately, we can't put in that shot because of the way it was, because of the way the scene was shot. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to scrap the close-up of the watch. That's ambient again. Scene 11. Scene 10 is missing for some reason. I believe it's not there. It's probably because it's been merged. Anyway, so we got scene 11. Actually, let's see. Got another close-up. Yeah. So this should work. Yes. So we got actually another close-up of the watch that even looks better and definitely might work. Hopefully we'll be able to link that up right there, put it in. Yeah, I think that's good. I think I want it to start a little bit earlier. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, it's brilliant. And we'll be able to bring this back in then. Okay. So we want to cut this a little bit further because he had dropped his hand by then. Just a few frames up. If not, we can remove that close-up shot and grab it from the wide shot. Where is that one? Right here. So here you see him watching and we want him to drop it just about now. Drops it and continues walking. Cut it right here. Then we'll bring in Right. Okay. So I think we can't have this scene of her not wearing the coat, being covered with the coat. So we're gonna have to remove that one and then use scene 13. See if we can get a shot where she's still covered with the coat. And I believe that should be fine. Hopefully it's long enough. That's ambient as well. So let's see. Yeah, obviously we don't want the action being called in there. So we'll remove that ambient. And then, yeah. Then we'll be able to bring that in. So we've just corrected that shot now. So after scene 9, scene 11, we'll go on to scene 13. So we're manipulating the scenes now. So we're not editing according to what is said. Because I believe here he goes through a different path. So that shows that he's been walking for a while. So I want to bring in scene 13 where there's another close-up of her and then she kind of gets up.
Okay.
Put it right there. Keep them on the ambient if there is no dialogue. Most of the scenes are all ambient anyway, so what's this one here? That's him still walking. Yeah, we can definitely bring that in. Scene 13. Okay, let's go to the white shot where she okay, let's see where we ended here. Then we'll be able to. She looked up. Yeah, so we'll be able to take this shot here and continue with it right about here. She gets up, looks around, and turns around and don't see her husband in the bar. Let's get that shot where she turns and looks. So this is very important. This is the importance of getting a lot of shots. This way you can play with the angles, gain a lot of angles. You'll be able to play with a lot instead of just 1 or 2 angles. So if we look at this bit here, she turns looking. Okay, so we want her to turn looking to her right. As she looks to her right, we then cut it to this one right here. Right there. Scene 13, let's see. Okay, I think what I'll do is, because it doesn't link well, so I'm going to stretch this till she just about to turn, and then link it up with that where she just about to turn as well. There we go. Okay. I think we're struggling there with it a little bit as well, so we'll stretch that a little bit more. That's it. So it's as if she's just heard something, and yeah, that's fine. Let's see if we can bring that bit here. That's it. She turns. She turns. We can stretch this scene by just splitting it into two and adding this part here to it. And we can add that. Stretch the scene. So I believe we can cut it right here. Yep. So scene 14. Let's see what she does. Okay, so scene 14, she's gonna step out of the vehicle. So we're gonna add that in there. Establishment shot, she gets out. See her looking around. Turns to her right. So this is the shot we want. That's a dialogue. So she turns to her right. She's looking around.
Spencer? Is that you?
She's looking to her right again. So we can cut from here. Okay, so I don't want this shot now because she is just about to step back in the car. So I think I'll use this shot from here. That's ambient, and then I can bring this back in where she turns the other way. Okay, no, that's not going to work, clearly. Let me see what this shot is saying. Also getting back into the car. I really like this shot where she picks up her gown. So I think I'll take it from here. Okay. So what we have here is she gets out of the vehicle, looks around, we see her looking, calling. And she picks up her gown and looking over the vehicle. But I don't want her to look over the vehicle. That's the problem. So what I then can do, she's looking over the vehicle. That's brilliant because I can use that part to cut into scene 11 where the husband is still walking. Okay, so just cutting into where the husband is still walking, and then I will then bring the last shot, which is scene 14, where she turns, still calling him, where she turns and hears something.
Spencer!
Okay, so that's a dialogue. Cut it right there. I'll replace this one. Our time is up. It's exactly 11 o'clock now. So we should be rounding up, but I just want to conclude this bit here. So she's frightened, wide shot. We want it right here, just before she turns her head twice. And shuts the door. Let me see what 15, we have a shot where she shuts the door as well. Let's mark that and then bring in that's ambient as well. Scene 15. And bring that in. So she's showing fear on her face. Bring 15 back in again. She's in the car. So we will leave it right there. And so far we've gotten to scene 15. So within 1 hour, we've done 14 scenes because we started from scene 2. So we'll quickly play through it and we'll round it up for today's session. And I'll put the colors in place as well for that, so we know where we at. And whilst I'm at it, I'll also get the soundtrack.
Oh, come on, 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 come on. Shit.
So what I will have to do is when we end the session as well, I'll go ahead and put the scene numbers on top. The orange bar here is the scene number, so I'll put them in place for the next segment. I just heard myself calling action right there, so I don't want that to be shown or to be heard, shall I say. So I'll cut that in. It's in the ambient sounds, which is not a big deal, because we are going to put real ambient sound in there. Okay. So that's not bad. It's looking good. And 15 scenes, we are at 6 minutes of the movie already. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in. And that'll be it for today. And do subscribe if you haven't, so you can follow along and get a reminder. If you hit the bell, you get the reminder notification when the next segment is coming out. So the next segment will be out tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you. Stay creative. Peace.